Hey YouTube, I assume many of you are probably new, so thanks for stopping by. As the thumbnail of the video has described, I left the half-ton world for the three-quarter-ton world. Did I make a mistake? So, to give you some background, I had a 2016 F150 3.5 Ecoboost. Really nice truck. When I first bought it, that thing towed phenomenally. At the time, I had a little 16-foot camp trailer, hardside camp trailer. This thing had a gross axle weight rating of like 2,200 pounds. All right, you can tow it with a minivan. Yet, after the first year, that thing started to struggle with it. And it's somewhere in my brilliant thought process, I decided, oh, I'm going to upgrade trailer while I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this truck. So I've got a 25-foot trailer now and was never able to really figure out what was going on with the truck. I spent thousands of dollars trying to chase down overheating issues and misfiring issues to the point where I started filling it full of aftermarket parts. High flow turbo adapters, high flow catted downpipes, water meth injection system, trying everything I can just to keep EGTs down because it only got hot while it was in boost, but there were other times where if it was in any kind of boost, it would misfire and it'd go into limp mode. I'd have to pull off to the side of the road. It got to the point where I'm done. I'm done. All right. I hate to say it, but my dad was right. He's an old school mechanic who says that, you know, you're trying to make a V6 do the work of a V8. Just get a V8. So I said, all right, fine. I capitulate. And I started doing a lot of research, trying to figure out what I wanted to do and whether or not this would be a mistake. This is a big difference. For background, I tow in the Rocky Mountains. I routinely camp every year anywhere between 9,000 to 10,000 feet above sea level. So I don't want something that can't breathe on the way up the mountain. I was really worried about that. I wasn't going to spend the money on a diesel. I don't tow enough for that. That makes absolutely no sense for my use. Yeah, diesels are great, but they're ridiculously expensive. Even maintenance costs, DEF, all the emissions issues they have, CP4 pumps blowing out the entire engine. I didn't want to deal with that. All right. So I was looking at GM. I was looking at 3/4 tons with the 6-liter. I finally ended up buying a 2020 F250. You'll see it here coming up. But while doing all that research, I couldn't find anything that really helped. So I compiled this video for you. I really hope it helps you. If you're in this same position, or if you just want to see what a naturally aspirated gas V8 does towing up Colorado mountains. I know TFL Truck does a lot of videos too, but I don't think I couldn't really find like a 3/4 ton 6.2 that they had tested anytime recently. So here you're going to see me towing my camper. You're going to see the setup. You're going to see a gauge view of what it looks like going up the mountains. How it performs. You'll get commentary of how I feel while it's doing that, and I hope it gives you some data that you like. So please continue to watch, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, here's the full setup: 2020 Ford F250, 6.2 liter crew cab, short bed 4x4 XLT. That's pushing 6,462 pounds. I'm towing a 2022 Shadow Cruiser 225. RB that's 5138 dry. There's 60 gallons of water between the trailer and some tanks in the bed of the truck. That's 500 pounds. Two 20-pound propane tanks, two 30-pound propane tanks, batteries, pots, pans, grills, about another 500 pounds to be conservative. And that brings the total to 12,600 pounds plus myself and two dogs. I can see this pushing about 13,000 pounds total. All right, this part here is what makes it really difficult to climb. You gotta slow way down on this off ramp. And then once you're through it, you're immediately spit out onto 285 right in the beginning of Turkey Creek Canyon. Working hard on trying to keep this thing going 65 or anything like that, because the speed limit, as you can see, is dropping down to 50, and it continually drops all the way up. I want to say down to even 35. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that, but that sounds about right, actually. So I'm not working it too hard, just letting it kind of slow down, because the speed limit's going to slow down. This particular stretch right here is the exact same stretch that the F150 would overheat on. If I was towing right now with that F150, I would start to show numbers above the temperature gauge, and I'd be freaking out. Ambient temperature outside is 85 degrees Fahrenheit. See, transmission's cooler now than it was on the flat road. So, especially hitting traffic and everything, that's terrible when it comes to overheating. As you can see on the gauges, they're looking good. No problems. So we'll just keep pulling through this. There's a section coming up that's a harder climb. It's about a 6 to 7% grade, and hopefully traffic will open up then too, so I can try and do the speed limit the whole way up. But I mean, as you can see right now, speed limit's 45, and I'm doing 45. So so long as you can still do the speed limit, I mean, you need to do more. You're driving a truck, towing a camper, going down the highway, you need to be doing 90. I'm fine with it, just doing the speed limit. Well, I wish this Kansas car in front of me would close in the gap just a little bit. Come on, Flatlander. Right now I'm letting the truck shift itself. I'm not shifting for it. As you can see, I haven't locked out at any gears below 5. truck up here that's going real slow that's really gonna screw this up. Hopefully someone's got some pity on me and will allow me to get in. That transmission's at 212. Still like that ain't bad. Dropping. I'm about to hit what I believe is a 6, maybe a 7% grade. So I'm going to try my best to keep it at 55. You can see second gear, 55 miles an hour, 5,000 RPM. If you lose any momentum, you drop this thing down into second gear and it will regain all that lost momentum. Speaking of lost momentum, it appears I'm going to lose all of mine right about now, because we got a slow fifth wheel pulling, got an old diesel just chugging away. Now, this is a pretty good test for heating issues. Ambient temperature now is 83 degrees. We're climbing altitude. That fifth wheel may have caught its second wind. Come on, guys. And I'm still going to stay here and work to get in front of this fifth wheel. Now we're on a downhill portion. So, I mean, you can see, you know, I lost momentum and everything. That would have overheated the F-150 like no one's business. But as you can see, this thing drops into second gear. I'm able to regain all my speed. That's not a big deal. Transmission temperature, what, hit 216? Okay, 217. I don't think I'm going to worry until it hits 240, right? Or at least until the gauge starts to get to the yellow. Back on another hill. This is where I say I wish third gear was a little bit more useful. I'd like it to stay at 60 miles an hour, but it's going to want to keep falling. I am foot to the floor. Now it'll drop in a second. And again, second is just... second's a beast. Alright, back with more later. Alright, I don't know what this hill's called, but it takes us to the top of Kenosha Pass. We're currently at the bottom of the hill, about to make our ascension. Or ascent, whatever. I don't know why I'm trying for big words in this video. So, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of my speed up. But I have the feeling I'm going to be climbing this in second gear, which is not a problem. Second gear, 55 miles an hour, 5,000 RPM. But we'll see how far I can go. So this is about a 4-mile climb, as you just saw from that sign there. It is not a short climb. A couple spots it does flatten out, so it's not completely awful. downshift into second here in a little bit. So far, not bad. I'm not foot to the floor. I never do that. And second gear has entered the chat. And now I'm backing out of the throttle because it's going to get ridiculous.
Raindrops on roses and doorbells and sleigh bells and something with mittens. La la la, something with string. I'm all better now.
Second gear, I am not put, like I'm backing out of the throttle pretty hard right now. I'm just barely into the throttle. Second gear's a mean gear. Yeah, I might lose my momentum in third, but once it snaps into second, you're gone. Felt that was necessary, dude. You haven't gotten that far in front of me. There's still one car in front of me. Go ahead, pass. You're in that big of a hurry. Why aren't you passing people? Kind of slow. It's going to want second gear regardless. Just third. Let's see how well it climbs in third. Maybe it won't. Second gear has entered the chat. Suck. Alright, well now I'm foot to the floor. Really, dude? Couldn't have gotten a rolling start at that? You just had to cut right out in front of me? Like people. Old asshole. Alright, well, we're stop and go traffic coming up into Fairplay, so I might as well record this part. One thing I haven't looked at yet, let's look at trip and fuel. 7.7 mpg. Ooh, buddy. 98.3 miles. Traffic's been terrible, so it took me 2 hours to get here. Normally do this in about, say, hour 40. So it's not terrible. But yeah, 7.7 mpg. And welcome back. I appreciate you making it this far. That's impressive. Thank you. So as you can see by this video, I had no problems towing with that 6.2. I felt it performed perfectly fine. Even when I had issues on the road, it did everything I needed it to do, and it has continued to do that all throughout the summer. I recorded this early in the summer. I'm just now getting around to editing it, but it has not caused me a single problem. And I'm probably going to get some comments, again, why didn't you buy a diesel? I already said they're ridiculously expensive to maintain, and I tow 5 times a year. Why would I want a diesel? B, it's a half-ton trailer. Okay, it's a trailer made to be towed by a half-ton truck, well below the towing rating of a half-ton vehicle. Why did it struggle? Why did you have to go 3/4 ton to tow a half-ton trailer? I'm going to make another video on this, but I truly believe that the newer half-tons, I'm talking like post-2000, they're gimmicks. They've replaced the family minivan, and it's a lie. It's a lie. Their towing capacity, all that, it's a lie. It's under perfect conditions. Rather than getting something that's meant to pick up groceries and take the kids to school, I wanted something that's actually built to work. It's a former commercial vehicle. This was a used truck that was in Idaho its whole life. These are commercial vehicles. These have different powertrains. You can't get a 5-liter Coyote. You can't get a 3.5 Ecoboost in these 3/4 ton and up trucks. That 6.2 is a base engine. So if I'm happy with the performance I got from a base 6.2 liter, the newer, 6.8 I think Ford has, and the 7.3 Godzilla, you'll be blowing my doors off towing next to me up the mountain. So I hope this video helped you out. I hope it kind of, if you're looking for this data, I hope it helped you, gave you some confidence in, okay, maybe I can replace my half-ton with a 3/4 ton going with that V8. It'll do everything I need it to do, and it won't complain about it. You'll complain. You saw the fuel economy, and it rides like a dump truck. But again, it's a truck now. It does truck stuff. So I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the results. I'd like to know more from you. I'd like to hear from you. Are you facing the same issue I had with just half-tons not performing the way they should? Are you here just because it popped up in your algorithm? Do you think I did something wrong here? I'm down for anything. If you liked the video, please like. If you disliked it, thumbs down. I want to know. I always appreciate new subscribers too, so that's awesome. But again, I thank you very much for watching, and hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.